Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says that Israel is one step away from victory in the Gaza war and vows that there will be no truce or ceasefire until Hamas frees all hostages. He made these remarks during a cabinet meeting marking 6 months of the war that broke out on October 7th after an attack on Israel by Hamas. Speaking on international demand for a ceasefire, he said that instead of the pressure being directed at Israel, the pressure of the international community should be directed against Hamas. Israel has faced a storm of international outrage over the killing of 7 aid workers of the US-based food charity World Central Kitchen in Gaza airstrike last week. My colleague Ajay Jandal joins us on the broadcast to give us more details on this. Ajay, what further details can you share with our viewers as far as Benjamin Netanyahu's statements are concerned?
Well, see, this clearly, a message to the world community that Israel is not going to, go for a ceasefire as soon, so in the coming soon time. And that's why, in the cabinet meeting, Netanyahu had clearly said that the world community who's basically trying to build pressure on Israel to announce a ceasefire, they must build this pressure on the Hamas, those who are responsible for this war, which has started 6 months back. And he says that still the hostages are there in the Hamas. We are not going to announce any kind of a ceasefire. And that is very clear. He also said that the unfortunate incident which has happened as far as the killing of the aid workers are concerned, that is definitely unfortunate. But he says that the way basically the attack was started by the Hamas, and the way basically they are not agreeing on releasing the hostages which are still there in Hamas till then we will not be able to announce any kind of a war, or we are not going to surrender on this issue.
Right, absolutely. Ajay, with that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details with our viewers. Meanwhile, joining us this morning is Group Captain UK Devnath, defense expert. So a very good morning to you and thank you so much for speaking to us on NewsX. Now, Israel PM Benjamin Netanyahu has stated that they're one step away from victory. Do you concur with these statements that he has made?
Netanyahu is militarily very, very ambitious. He wants to annihilate Hamas before he calls for a ceasefire. He had declared in the month of October itself that he will not agree to any ceasefire or any end to war till the time he totally destroys Hamas military and political wing in Gaza. At that end, in North Gaza, he has won a military victory. Near Khan Yunis also, he has almost eliminated Hamas military battalions. Now, probably last of the 4 Hamas battalions are still operative from southern part of Gaza near Rafah. So, military objective of Netanyahu appears that he wants to eliminate these 4 Hamas battalions from Rafah before he even thinks about a ceasefire. But it has to be understood that at home, Netanyahu is defending his government and his own position from internal dissidents within his party, within Knesset, and within Israel. There is a large chunk of Israel population who want to dethrone Netanyahu at the earliest and charge him for inefficiency on 7th of October. Similarly, there is a large chunk of Israeli population, including some right-wingers, who want to charge Netanyahu for other corruption cases. So Netanyahu knows that till the time this war is on, due to presence of war cabinet, he is safe from these 2 problems. Now, Netanyahu will definitely like to, even if Netanyahu considers about the ceasefire, his greatest problem is demand number 1 of Hamas is that in exchange to about 102 Israeli prisoners who are in hand of Hamas, Hamas wants at least few thousand, probably 1,000 or 2,000 Hamas prisoners or Arab prisoners to be released from Israeli jails in Gaza as well as in West Bank. it has to be understood that as per available sources, 7,000 Arab prisoners are in various Israeli jails. Some of them young kids, as young as 16-year, 18-year-old, whose only offense was that they pelted stone at Israeli police or at Israeli military convoys in West Bank. So the entire matter now rests squarely on the shoulder of Netanyahu. USA has tried its best. Firstly, USA has repeatedly put pressure on Netanyahu for some kind of a ceasefire, either permanent or even temporary ceasefire. But Netanyahu has always wriggled out of it. And indirectly, USA has been supporting Israel by daily dispatch of arms, ammunition, weapons to Israel. According to some sources, in last 1 week, USA has dispatched 1,750 tons of weapons and bombs and guided missiles to Israel, to which Israel immediately uses against Hamas mostly in Gaza. So situation remains precarious. Talks are going to be held in Egypt. Qatar talks are going to start from in a day or two. Hopefully, again, Joe Biden and to some extent, probably backdoor diplomacy from countries like France, England, and Italy will work out this time so that Netanyahu
Right.
softens out and agrees for some kind of a exchange of prisoners. Yes.
Right. So absolutely.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.